Order 66.
It'll be done, my lord.
Jimmy Crack Corn and I don't care. Jimmy Crack Corn and I don't care. We built this city on rock and roll. Something, something, something. Hey, buddy. Oh, thank God. Just one of your hilarious practical jokes. Welcome back to the Out of Touch podcast. I'm Chris, that's Bill, and today we're talking about Star Wars Episode 3. Revenge of the Sith. I almost said I was like, Phantom Menace. Wait. So, yes, Revenge of the Sith. The final prequel movie made. The movie that we will be getting a sequel to soon.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So, Bill, what do you think of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith?
Ah, yes. Revenge of the Sith. The last Star Wars movie George Lucas made. The last Star Wars movie ever made.
Yeah, okay. The last Star Wars movie made by the original creator.
I mean, okay, there was the Clone Wars movie, but that was really just a few episodes of the show strung together. But after that, there has been no more Star Wars movies.
Made by the original creator, correct.
Yeah, no more Star Wars movies. Certainly not in the saga.
Yeah, okay. Well, that aside, what did you think of Revenge of the Sith, though? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Does it? Okay,
I do.
Good.
It's definitely the best of the prequels.
Yeah.
It's a weird movie to talk about, especially now, because when we were in high school, when this movie was coming out, it was being hyped up as like, this is it. The saga is complete, was literally one of the taglines for the movie.
Yeah.
This is the end, the last Star Wars movie. And it has an air of finality to it.
Yeah, I would say it seems like it's like the biggest Star Wars movie. It's the one with the most action.
It really is.
Yeah. I would say...
The funny thing is, some of the best parts are not the action scenes, but we'll get to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. This movie I like. I don't know if I love it, but I like it. It's cool. It's very actiony. That's the best part about it. It has a lot that happens in it, and I don't know. It's like weird to talk about because, you know, everybody said like a lot of stuff about the prequels over the years, and you know, this movie starts off like really strong. You're in that like space battle over Coruscant, which is really awesome. It's kind of like, I think, one of the best space battles, even though you're not really in the battle. It's kind of like you're just like seeing the battle as like Anakin and Obi-Wan are trying to get to Grievous's ship.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. And
I mean, that's fine. Have a focus.
yeah. And it's really impressive, and it just shows you like, one thing I like about the prequels compared to, you know, the later Star Wars movies, you know, made recently, is the stakes seem so much higher in these movies. When you see all the ships, you see there are like a ton of the big Republic like cruiser ships that look like the Star Destroyers, and then there are also the droid ships. It's like, this is a huge conflict that literally involves like millions of people. And it's
a Star War.
It is. It is a Star War, and if anything, it lives up to that title of "This is a Star War." You know, in many ways, like more than the other movies, just because of the sheer volume of like how many ships you see. But yeah, I think this movie starts off like really strong, just like with the visual effects and everything. But I don't know, like, how do we go about talking about this? Because there's a lot of cool stuff that happens in the movie. There's a lot of fun Emperor stuff.
This is his movie.
It is his movie.
It is. It is a shining, like, beacon of like Palpatine, like both like being like the calm and calculated, but also the cackling over the top Palpatine.
What do you think of his weird monster voice?
I'm cool with it.
I think it's like inconsistent in this movie.
It's weird because when he first starts doing it, it sounds like weird and
Yeah,
off-pitched.
it sounds like modulated
But
or
then,
something.
like, as soon as he puts the hood on, is when it becomes like, it becomes like the Emperor voice we like know.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was interesting. It's an obvious like creative choice. It's weird.
I think it's weird that he just like talks like that when he's evil too. It's just like, this is my normal voice.
He is a very shriveled up, demonic being.
Yeah, but I've always, maybe you could clarify this for me. So he gets hit with Mace Windu's lightning and then becomes shriveled up, but then people say, no, that's actually his true form.
I don't know what the actual official stance on this is, but I always took it as that was his true form, because that's what the dark side does to you. It corrupts you. And that whatever visage he had was just fake. That's how I
He
always
was wearing
felt.
some sort of like hologram thing.
No,
and
it's just like
shorted him out.
I just like, here's my true face. This is what I really look like.
I'm like a gross monster man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the official explanation is. I'd have to look it up. I should have looked it up, because who knows? There's probably more than one. There's probably the original George Lucas explanation and the revised nonsensical Disney canon explanation.
Right. Well, yeah, so I guess, like, we'll go through, like, some of the scenes of the movie and whatever, but this was such a huge movie when we were in high school, I remember.
Yeah, it was the ending of this trilogy. It was being hyped up as the final Star Wars movie. It had a lot of hype to it.
Do you remember this movie kind of, like, teased, like, a lot more Darth Vader than there was actually in the movie?
I mean, they showed him in the trailer,
Yeah.
and he was on the poster, so I think I can understand why people would assume you would see more than 5 seconds of Darth Vader in this.
Yeah.
So I can understand if you would think that you would get a Vader action scene in this movie, and I can understand why someone would have been disappointed by that.
Yeah. He was on all the Dorito bags. Come on.
I don't think it hurts the movie, so long, like, once you, like, separate yourself from that by all these years, you don't think about that anymore.
It's fine, and
Yeah.
ultimately, it's kind of weird that, like, in some ways, like, I've heard the argument that, if Darth Vader didn't show up at the end of this movie, it, like, would have made, like, more sense, where it's just like, oh, you think, like, Anakin's dead, and then, like, the movie just ends, like, with Obi-Wan with the kids, and then, you get to, like, I guess, like, the 5th movie, and then it's just like, no, I am your father. And it's like, what the fuck?
Well, that's if you want to, like, that's like if these movies were being made in chronological order.
Yeah,
But they
like,
weren't made in that order.
I know.
We know that Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader. It's out there. We don't need to play with that.
I guess that's true, but, like, if you're going to watch them in chronological order, like, the reveal of Darth
I mean, I
Vader.
stand by that you watch the movies in the order that they were made. But then
Okay.
you watch them, and then after that, watch them chronologically.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
stop at Return of the Jedi.
I mean, yeah.
Or, yeah, I mean, you can watch Mandalorian, obviously.
Yeah, we're seeing how that plays out still.
Yeah.
Yeah, so got Anakin with his long hair
Yep.
in this movie. Obi-Wan's got short hair in this movie. They switch places.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah.
I even remember seeing, like, interviews at the time where Ewan McGregor joking about that. Oh, he's got the Jedi mold this time.
Yeah, no more stupid braid for Anakin.
Nope.
He's Jedi Knight.
Yep. And Obi-Wan's a Jedi Master. He's on the council.
Yeah, it's weird because this movie starts off, they're going to fight Grievous and Count
Save
Dooku.
Palpatine. Yeah, Count Dooku and save Palpatine, as seen in the 2D Clone Wars cartoon.
Yes,
Do your homework, even though if they don't consider it canon anymore.
but it does
It's
set up real well.
Yeah, it really does.
Like,
Watched it like a few weeks ago.
yeah, it's like the prequel to this movie, and it's great.
Hell, this movie is like retroactively. It's like this is one of the finales of Clone Wars.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like that. Like, there's a lot of stuff that kudos to the guys that make Clone Wars. That with that final season, a lot of things line up.
Yeah.
Like when I was watching it, like all those scenes where they're talking to like computers or whatever, it's just like, oh hey, I saw the end of that or the beginning of that in the Clone
Yeah.
Wars cartoon.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And even like the premiere of Bad Batch, we had the Palpatine speech and all that stuff.
Yeah, it works out really well. So, I guess some of the scenes, we got Anakin fighting Count Dooku towards the beginning of the movie.
We got a weird reflection of the throne room from Return of the Jedi. The first of one too many retreads of the throne room scene. It was fine here because it was subtle.
Yeah.
And they overdid it.
I love how, too, like, you know, you got Palpatine, he's captured, but, like, he's also, like, sitting in this comfy chair with a perfect view of the battle.
Seriously.
Just, like, been, like...
He is the puppet master, man. The movie just stops hiding that once this movie rolls. Like, freaking Anakin, he has this fight with Dooku, cuts his hands off, and he's just like, I beat him. And he's like, good job. Kill him.
Yeah, the classic meme, do it. Like, and he does. And
it's like, oh God, why'd I do that?
I shouldn't have done it. Like, he's like, it's fine, dude. It's cool, bro.
You wanted revenge. That's perfectly normal.
Let's do a selfie real quick.
All right, let's get out of here.
Body.
Let's get out of here. Leave Obi-Wan. Yeah. No, I'm not leaving Obi-Wan. He's like, I'll get you to leave Obi-Wan.
Yeah, it is interesting. We get more of the like Anakin Emperor dynamic. It's like oh well, Anakin like really trusts the Emperor. Him and he's not the Emperor. Him and Palpatine are like really good friends. He told Palpatine about that time he killed all the Sand people.
Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, and Palpatine's just like, really? You've killed innocent people before. Yeah. Fascinating.
And some of them were children, you say.
Do I have a job for you? It is weird that like Anakin is really close to Palpatine, but then like Padme isn't, and it's like you think both of them would be, but because like he's from Naboo, Padme's from Naboo.
Well, they kind of feign a closeness like previously, but it's weird. I almost wish they would have left this in. There was like a deleted subplot where Padme and I think Bail Organa and Mon Mothma, who was young Mon Mothma, who was brought back for Rogue One.
Okay.
That redhead rebel leader chick.
Right.
Are like a committee on the Senate who are like petitioning him like, hey, you're gonna like give up your like emergency powers soon, right? And he's like, it's fine, don't worry. And like they have like a meeting, and like as soon as like they leave, Anakin's there, and like Palpatine's like, I don't trust that bitch. Like he plants the seeds of mistrust in Anakin. I'm like, ooh, that should have been in there.
Yeah. Yeah, because that is like one thing about the movie. It's just like you can give up your emergency powers. It's like, yeah, sure, totally, whatever.
I definitely will.
Yeah.
I'll kill all of you. What was that? Nothing.
It's like, let me just get this like statue of myself built and make sure all the kids have pictures of myself in the schools and everything.
A big plot line is him manipulating the fact that Anakin comes home from the battle, seeing Padme after a long absence, finds out she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh shit. And he starts having nightmares about her dying in childbirth. There's one scene I wish they would just have, it's a bad scene. I wish they would have cut it. It's like, their reunion scene, I think, when she like tells him, I'm pregnant, and she's like all worried and stuff. That's a good scene. And him waking up from his nightmare being like, oh God, what the fuck? That's good. But there's like an in-between scene of like, she's like combing her hair and she's like, oh, I'm so in love with you. And he's like, no, I'm so in love with you. And I'm like, oh God, more of this.
Yeah, I would say that's like one instance of like, oh, yeah.
I wish they would have cut that, because I feel like if you go from that scene of them being somewhat concerned and then you just jump to the nightmare thing, I think that plays a lot better. Because that scene just feels awkward. It's like the only cringy scene I feel in the movie where I'm like, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I would say for the most part, this movie's mostly propped up by a lot of the action, and it doesn't have as much of that like weird dialogue as like Episode 2 did. Ironically,
one of the best scenes in the movie is a dialogue scene. I love the scene of Palpatine and Anakin in that like weird opera.
Right.
Where he tells him the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. That's such a good scene.
Yeah.
It like I like the story he tells him, and I just like that he's just puppet dance. He's just manipulating him the entire time, pressing all the right buttons. This motherfucker knew what he was doing.
Yeah, totally did. It's kind of like jumping around like a little later when like, Palpatine just straight up tells Anakin, like, yo, I'm the Sith Lord, bitch.
I know dark side stuff. I can help you.
Yeah.
With the dark side. If you do dark side shit, you could save Padme. It's fine. It's cool. Nothing wrong with being evil. You study the good stuff. You study the bad stuff. It's all cool in the end, dude. Now go kill some children.
Yeah, well, it's kind of before that, but it's like, just like, yeah, I know a lot about the Force, and then like, Anakin's like, you're the Sith Lord. He whips out the lightsaber, and he's like, are you gonna kill me? You're not gonna kill me. You like me too much. Come on.
Yeah, he even positions Anakin against the Jedi by forcing him onto the council, and the council's like, look, we're not turning you into a Jedi Master. You're not ready for that. He's like, why not? It's like, well, probably because of that attitude.
It's like in the Lego game where it's just like, now take your seat, and he has like the crayons and everything.
Oh, God.
So good. Jumping around a little bit, what do you think of Obi-Wan Kenobi's weird-ass dragon creature he rides around on that planet when he goes to fight Grievous?
It's fine. It's just another weird Star Wars animal.
I think it's kind of... I like always remember it because of like the sound it makes.
It's a weird sound.
And like how weird it is. It's just like...
It's like a giant iguana almost.
Yeah. It's like there's all these like weird roly-poly tanks, and then he's riding around on this like thing, and it's like, where'd he get that thing?
He was just there. The people there gave it to him, and he rode off on it. It's like someone gave him a horse. Except in this planet, horses are lizards.
Yeah.
Welcome to space.
Exactly. General Grievous is like a non-character, but he's cool.
He's like a decoy antagonist. He's just meant to like trick you into thinking he's important, but he's not.
Yeah.
I like it because it kind of fleshes out the Clone Wars, that there was this crazy four-arm guy murking Jedis during it. That's like nice like world building.
Yeah.
And he's just a nice distraction to get Obi-Wan away from Anakin. Because if Obi-Wan was with Anakin like the entire time, he would have been like, dude, chill, relax. It's okay, buddy. Massage? You need a massage? That might have calmed him down a little bit.
Yeah.
But, so long as Obi-Wan's over here fighting a four-armed crazy guy, Anakin can go crazy and murder everybody.
It's weird, though, because Obi-Wan goes to fight General Grievous because Palpatine tells, the council, like, hey, we know where he is. And originally Palpatine's like, Anakin, I want you to go fight him.
He's like, I think you should be doing it. They'd be crazy not to send you. You're the best, buddy.
Yeah.
I love you.
And council's like, Anakin, they want you to go do it? Yeah, Obi-Wan, you're going instead.
You think Obi-Wan would be like, well, we'll both go. Come on, buddy. We got this.
Yeah.
Dream team. Because things don't go quite how Palpatine wants. If Obi-Wan's just like, well, I can't do it alone. I'm going to go with Anakin. We get shit done. He killed Dooku, not me.
It's true.
I killed some red guy.
Cut his head off after he cut off his hands.
Well, Obi-Wan didn't see that. Anakin fudged the details, I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah, I fought Dooku. I killed him. And we got the hell out of there because the ship started doing weird.
I used 2 lightsabers and cut his head off like a scissor.
It's like, what?
I mean, he died in battle. Like a bitch. I mean, with honor.
It's like, what? He's like your Jedi great-grandpa, Anakin. Why would you kill him like that? I would have killed him worse if I had the chance.
Because killing is my business, and business is booming.
Yeah.
Especially in this movie.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, Grievous is weird. He has 4 arms. We briefly see him use all 4 arms to fight Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it seems like it doesn't last that long.
It does not. Obi-Wan makes very short work of it.
Yeah, like, most of the stuff with Grievous in this movie is him running away.
Yeah. He's a bitch.
Like, exclusively. And then, Obi-Wan cracks open his chest and shoots him in the heart.
Yeah. It just burns him and just oh my God.
I do like the Obi-Wan, little bit of swagger where he, shoots him with the gun and then, he looks at his body and it's just, so uncivilized. It's like, you stone cold, Obi-Wan. Stone cold. Also, if you watch the 2D Clone Wars cartoon, we know why he coughs.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they ever explain why he coughs in the other cartoon, right?
I don't think so. I can't remember if he coughs much in that.
Yeah.
And if he does, it's a retcon.
Yeah, because Mace Windu cracked his rib cage or whatever. Yeah. So, what else else we got in this movie to talk about
Do you want to?
before the big ass battle?
Do you want to jump to Order 66?
Oh yeah, Order
That's
66.
probably one of the most famous things in the movie because we keep seeing different angles of it. We saw an angle of it in Fallen Order, in the final season of Clone Wars, in
Yeah.
the first episode of Bad Batch, and this is the first time we saw it. Just this systematic purge of the Jedi. In a montage, it's brutal. They storm the freaking Jedi Temple.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy, the Order 66, because it's like Palpatine is in so much control of like both sides of this war that it's like, yeah, we programmed the clones to execute this thing where they take out all the Jedi. And
Yeah.
it's pretty nuts. They play like the music. It's pretty sad, honestly, with like some of them. Like some of the Jedi like try to fight back, but then the others just get like shot in the back.
Shot out of the sky.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like, hey, you remember these guys from the Clone Wars cartoons? Well, this is before the Clone Wars cartoons, but now when you watch it, it's just like, hey, it's that guy with the weird metal face. Oh no, he's dead. Hey, look, it's the blue. Oh no, she's dead. Hey, it's the guy with the big head. Oh, he's dead too.
Hey, it's Commander Cody. I hope he wasn't your favorite clone in the Clone Wars, because he's now going to kill Obi-Wan, or at least try to.
Try to. Also, he's working with the Emperor at the end of the movie because the Emperor says, Commander Cody, get a medical team here. I'm like, huh, good for Cody. He moved up to the Imperial Guard.
Meanwhile, Rex ran away.
Yep. Because Rex, his chip malfunctioned or something.
He was able to resist just long enough for Ahsoka to knock his ass out and get the chip out.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it too. But it is interesting, and of course we get the scene where Anakin attacks. Well, I guess we're getting a little ahead of ourselves because we should talk about the Anakin being like, hey, Mace Windu, I know you don't like me, but I'm pretty sure the Chancellor is a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
And then Mace Windu's like, okay, I'll go confront him. Don't follow me. But if you're right, we're cool, bro.
Should have brought Anakin with him.
Yeah.
Because what would have Palpatine done if it's like, all right, you're under arrest. Is he going to fight back?
Yeah.
He can't fight back. And yeah, I guess he can, but then that throws his whole plan out the window.
Yeah. Plus, one thing too, watching this, I was like, I think Mace Windu was stronger than the Emperor.
I think the Emperor was playing possum, Chris.
I don't know, man. I think
he held his own, but ultimately Palpatine needed Mace Windu standing over a scared, screaming, crying old man with his lightsaber pointed at his throat for Anakin to be like, whoa, what are you doing, dude? And for Mace Windu to be like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. And then Anakin's like, no, you can't just kill him. We got to arrest him. No, I got to save my wife.
Yeah, it's weird too, because like the Emperor in that scene, he acts so pathetic too. He's just like,
playing possum.
I know, but like it's just like, oh man, like you suck, dude. You're such a weasel. You're so evil.
He's
like
the most evil man in the galaxy.
he's like definitely not the guy that would like be like, all right, let's fight man to man. He's just like, no, I'm gonna like do a bunch of like nefarious shit and then fight you.
He's a crafty bastard.
He is crafty, and I hate him for it.
That's why I despise his depiction in Rise of Skywalker. He was too stupid in that movie.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what's the other thing too? I always saw Anakin cut off both of Mace Windu's hands, but he just cuts off one.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh, so
He's got one arm.
he's got one hand, so like if he did come back, he wouldn't have two robot hands. And I'm like, and he did just fall out a window.
I mean, he got electrocuted a lot. That could have fried his brain.
That's true.
But I feel like there is enough leeway where you wanted to bring him back, you could.
Yeah.
Though I would love it if he came back as a bad guy.
Be interesting.
Especially because I'm like, Boba Fett's a good guy now, and maybe he wants some revenge.
Well, if we're going off the new canon, Mace Windu did have a purple lightsaber, so that means he was a little bad at one point. But
Please, the only reason he has a purple lightsaber is because Sam Jackson wanted one.
that's true. And it looks really cool. I do like, too, when the Emperor, like, starts shooting Mace Windu with lightning, and he's just like, unlimited power! It's, like, so ridiculous, because he goes from, like, practically crying.
No, please.
Yeah, and then just being like, ha! Unlimited power. Such a bitch. I hate him.
He completely just breaks Anakin at that point.
Yeah.
Anakin submits to his teachings, gets declared Darth Vader, and, executes Order 66.
Yeah, pretty much too. Like, goes from like, I feel kind of bad, but you know what? I'm like full blown evil now. Let's do it.
I guess the more evil shit you do, it corrupts you, dude.
Yeah, I guess it's just like, well, it's that much easier now.
I mean, he killed kids. After that, fuck it. Who cares anymore, right?
Yeah, it is weird that they like made Anakin a child murderer.
I mean, it's Darth Vader. He's a monster. He's always been a monster.
It's true. Yeah, it's weird too. Like when I was a kid, like I was like, wait, he's like Darth Vader not in the suit? I'm like, weird.
Yeah. It threw me a little bit too at the time, I think.
Yeah. But I was like, all right, cool. It's weird too, because like he kills all the Jedi in that temple, and it's just like, man, there was like nobody good enough to like stand up against them.
I mean,
but I guess they were all out like doing other stuff.
All the good Jedi were fighting the war.
Yeah.
And everyone else, I mean, don't forget, he was also backed up by like, I don't know, 1,000 clone troopers.
That's true. Commander Cody was helping him out.
No, Commander Cody was with Obi-Wan.
When he came back.
Not for that. He was executing Order 66 on Obi-Wan.
That's true.
All that happened at the same time.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know what else we could say about the temple scene. It's just like, yeah, he goes there and he like murks a bunch of like innocent Jedi.
Yep.
Including kids.
Yep.
It's just like, God damn it.
One of the kids we see get killed was played by George Lucas's son.
Really?
Yeah, the one that pops out when Bail Organa shows up is like, yo, what's going on here? And then like a kid Jedi shows up trying to escape and then gets shot and killed. Lucas's kid.
Oh, wow. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, Lucas has a cameo in this as well. He's in like the hallway of the opera scene. He's like all decked out in like purple makeup and shit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I know his daughter was in Attack of the Clones as like a Twilight or something.
Okay.
In like the bar scene.
Huh. Neat. That's kind of cool. I didn't know his like kids were in the movie. That's fun.
Yeah. It's like, I was a Jedi. It's like, yeah, what'd you do? I killed some clone troopers and then I got killed.
Yeah.
It's like, that's dark. I know, but it was fun to do.
I was murdered. Yeah. So I guess like we should get into the whole Mustafar stuff now.
Obi-Wan and Yoda, they both survive.
Yeah.
Yoda was fighting with the Wookiees. We get a pointless Chewbacca cameo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's just there. He doesn't do anything. He's just there.
Yeah, Yoda's just like, I will miss you, my friend Chewbacca.
And that just raises so many questions.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. What? Huh? What?
Yeah. So it's like, Yoda, you know Chewbacca?
Apparently at one point, they almost included a kid Han Solo in those scenes.
Yeah, I've heard from like...
There was like concept art and everything.
Yeah.
So weird. That would have changed things.
Yeah. That would have been weird. It's like too connected.
Yeah.
Like Han Solo's just some like street rat from like some other planet.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that like it's weird, but you know, as it goes on, like Anakin becomes more paranoid as he's like more dark side, and you know, Obi-Wan tells Padme like, yo, your husband, he's evil and shit, and then like Padme's like, no, that's impossible. Like, she's like, go away. And I never realized that, like, oh, Obi-Wan, like, stowed away on her ship to go to, like, Mustafar because he knew, oh, she's going to go, like, find Anakin and I'll just sneak aboard and everything. And I kind of wonder, like, I wonder how things would have played out if, like, Padme just went there by herself and Obi-Wan wasn't there. Would Anakin have been able to, like, convince her, like, no, everything's good?
No, but...
Maybe he wouldn't have choked her, though.
Because he wouldn't have seen Obi-Wan to push him over the edge. He might have still gotten mad and maybe he would have struck her, but maybe he wouldn't have force choked her.
Yeah.
He might have been like, ugh.
Oh, man.
But maybe that would have killed her because he would have did it with the robot hand.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, oh no! I snapped her neck by accident.
My robot hand.
I don't know. I was wondering that myself. It's like, what happens if Obi-Wan doesn't pop out at like the worst possible moment?
Yeah. He's not like, hello there. This is like, Obi-Wan.
We end up with two simultaneous lightsaber fights.
Yeah.
We have Yoda versus the Emperor.
Yeah.
Which is like, I never even considered a fight like this happening. And I'm so glad it happened. It's crazy. They saber fight for a bit. Then they end up in the Senate. Freaking the Emperor's just throwing Senate chairs at Yoda.
Yeah.
They have that lightning off.
It always reminds me of the Robot Chicken, where the Emperor's is like, and then I threw the Senate at him.
The
like,
whole
the
Senate.
whole Senate.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. I will say, the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin is good at points, but also extremely silly at points. There is a scene, like early on in the fight, where they're literally just standing in front of each other, waving their lightsabers at each other, and then they just both like twirl their lightsabers around and then like stop for a second. And I was like, what is happening here? Like, I feel like sometimes the lightsaber combat between Anakin and Obi-Wan just like feels like way too fast. And I guess it's supposed to, but it's kind of like, what is happening? This is like insanity. Like, it's too much.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that scene where they're just standing there, like, going way too fast.
That part's a bit crazy,
Yeah.
but there's so much cool shit throughout the fight. And I just kind of love that it's full on because, you know, this was hyped as, this is the last Star Wars movie. And even though in the back of my head, I'm like, they'll probably make others. They won't make, like more episodes because that'd be stupid. Why would you do that? There's no story left. But they'll probably make like other movies set in this universe. So, you know, but for this point in time, this is the last Star Wars movie. This is the last lightsaber fight. Let's go fucking all out.
Yeah. And I would argue it's, you know, the best one. But there are a lot of like times in this thing where I think like Anakin could have beat Obi-Wan. Like, there's a scene where, like, Obi-Wan jumps up onto this, like, scaffolding, like, high above the stuff, and Anakin, like, literally, all he has to do is just be like, why are you standing there? And just, like, cuts the thing off, and then he would have fell in the lava.
Anakin's an idiot. What are you talking about?
I don't know. It's just like weird sometimes. Like where the fight escalates and where they decide to fight is kind of like, why are you guys, like, going to these like weird places to fight? Like, there's literally a scene where they're standing on stuff and they're just like like trying to hit each other.
Hey man, I've never been in a prolonged fight, but I imagine a prolonged fight, you just find yourself and like, I don't know how this happened.
This is true, but yeah, it's weird too because it's just like they battle each other in hell. Like,
Cool visual.
it is cool. It's
This
like
is-
super metal.
This is also like the first time it was like they both have the same color lightsabers, so that was kind of unique. And like I said in previous video, like this was like the lightsaber fight I had been waiting for since like before the prequels even came out. That final confrontation, well, at the time, final confrontation between Anakin and Obi-Wan
Yeah.
that resulted in the injuries that turned Anakin into the Darth Vader we know of, the big robot motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, you could like argue like, oh, that day Obi-Wan killed Anakin, and then Darth Vader was born.
So he certainly was truly born,
Yeah.
at least as we know him.
Exactly.
Because, jeez, he got fucked up.
It is really messed up the way it ends because it's like Obi-Wan cuts off his legs and his other arms, and Anakin's sitting there by the lava, and Obi-Wan is just like, he gets like burnt by the lava, and Obi-Wan's like, okay, see ya, bye. I'm not gonna put you out of your misery or anything.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
could've-
gonna make sure you're like dead. I'm just gonna be like I went this far where I mutilated you, this far that he wouldn't be like, I'll end your suffering, like, or something, you know?
Would have saved the galaxy a lot of trouble.
Yeah. But I guess we wouldn't have had Darth Vader, and Darth Vader wouldn't have been super angry because of that.
And, well, apparently we're getting a rematch.
Yeah.
And
So it goes.
I saw a comment, I can't remember if it was Hayden Christensen or Ewan McGregor, but they said that the lightsaber battles would be more like the prequels.
Good.
Yes,
Because they're better.
because they actually have proper choreography
Yeah.
instead of just like flailing around with the excuse being like, well, they're not that well trained. It's like, what about in the third movie of the sequel trilogy where they are well trained? They still suck.
I mean, like, to not go too into the sequels, but, like, they're missed potential in every way.
They really are.
Especially from the perspective of number 9, especially, like, comparing it to, like, there are 3 Star Wars trilogies, and, you know, 2 of them have pretty spectacular finales.
Yes.
And one of them is just like, that's it? Really? Like, why did you make this? But anyway.
This movie, there is a sense of finality to it.
Yeah.
Not only is it's the conclusion of this trilogy, it perfectly tees off the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Because we have the birth of Luke and Leia, Padme dies, Leia gets sent off to live with Bail Organa in a life of luxury, Luke gets sent to live in a backwater dirt farm, basically.
Yeah.
Man, he got the raw end of that deal.
Yeah, seriously.
But I love like the final montage because originally they did make, and you can watch it. There was like a deleted scene of Yoda arriving on Dagobah, but Lucas opted to leave it with the 4 members of the Skywalker family.
Yeah.
We see Vader on the bridge of a Star Destroyer observing the initial skeleton creation of the Death Star with the Emperor. We have Padme's funeral, where we get like one of the only shots of Jar Jar in this movie. Remember Jar Jar?
He's in the movie twice, and he doesn't talk.
You hear him say, "Excuse me," and it's probably reused audio from one of the previous ones. And we get Leia being with her family, and we actually see Alderaan for the first time. Looks like a nice place. Someone should go there. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
And, then we get the perfect ending of Luke being delivered to the Lars homestead by Obi-Wan, and they stand with baby Luke by the binary sunset.
Yeah.
Perfect bookend. Music is perfect. The entire saga in that moment was tied in a nice, neat bow. But then somebody decided to undo that bow and try to make it fancier, and then it just became a garbled mess.
Yeah. It is interesting too, like towards the end of the movie, the creation of like Darth Vader and the whole like, where is Padme? It's like, you killed her. And he's like, no, I wouldn't. Like in that moment when he's just like, I couldn't have. It's just like,
She was alive. I felt it.
I was like, huh, that's like the most Anakin I've ever seen Darth Vader before he's just Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a really good part. I mean, maybe the no thing is a little too dramatic, but
I think
that part where he's just like, no, I couldn't have. Like, I was like, that was good.
I think I would swap out the no for a ah.
Yeah.
I think that would probably,
Just like a scream.
yeah.
Like,
I think that would have played out better.
yeah, definitely. But it's interesting.
I like how he crushes the surgery droids with the Force, probably unintentionally. 'Cause he's
Yeah.
just that angry in that moment. Because that's the moment where the last vestige of Anakin Skywalker dies until Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I do like when he like rips himself out of the thing and like he briefly is just like, how the fuck do I walk on these like stupid robot legs?
Nice little homage to Frankenstein.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Now that you bring that
it's-
up, I was like, holy crap. Yeah.
That's 100% intentional.
Yeah.
Lucas loves paying homage to old movies. Star Wars is at its best when it's paying homage to classic cinema.
Yeah. Plus, like, when they're watching, like, the Death Star get created, there's, like, a part where, like, the Emperor's standing there and Darth Vader walks up behind him and he's just like, I've just been like, fist bump. Yeah.
Save that for Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
Or the Lego games, I guess.
But, yeah, overall, Episode 3, it's a cool movie. It's, like, visually awesome, definitely the best of the prequels, and, yeah. So,
yeah.
I don't know what else to say, Bill. Do you have anything else to add to Episode 3?
I wish it was the last Star Wars movie.
Me too.
But it's not.
Sad. Good night, everybody.
Oh, one more thing. McClunky!